Champions League draw reaction, and Arsenal are back in the Champions League. Really great to be back. Once again, this annoying pre-ceremony that takes place and for the draw to eventually take place. But very interesting, the draw. First of all, Arsenal got a very nice draw. Newcastle United in a group of death with Dortmund, AC Milan and PSG. Mbappe coming to St James's Park. And then Man United got Galatasaray. Zaha returns to Old Trafford, and Harry Kane returns with Bayern Munich to Old Trafford as well. So that's going to be interesting for them. But from an Arsenal standpoint, we've got PSV Eindhoven, RC Lens, that did well in the French Ligue 1, Ligue 1 last season behind PSG. And the other team that we have got is Sevilla, the reigning defending Europa League champions, and they were unlucky to lose to City in the Super Cup. So very interesting draw for Arsenal. I just quickly want to run through what happens before and after when it comes to Arsenal in my red book. Righto. Okay, so Matchday 1 is the 19th and the 20th of September. Obviously a Tuesday and a Wednesday. No more Thursday evening football, hopefully. So obviously Arsenal have, in every single matchday, the game before the matchday is a away game, and the game after is a home game. So it goes both ways. So we have Everton away after the international break before our first game. At the time of recording, the fixtures aren't out yet. And then we have Tottenham at home in the North London derby at the Emirates Stadium. Match week 2, we've got Bournemouth away, and we have Manchester City at home. So a home game against City after our second match week. And then we've got Chelsea away in match week 3. And Sheffield United at home. So once again, away before our Champions League games and at home after the Champions League games. So on the 7th or 8th of November, match day 4, we go to St James's Park. So Everton, difficult away game. Bournemouth are difficult away. Chelsea, we've won the last 3 there, surprisingly, but they will be harder to beat this season. And then match day 4, Newcastle United away. So tough away games. And then Burnley at home. And we know that Burnley plays well. They might have give us the same problems that the likes of Fulham and Nottingham Forest gave us. Match day 5 at the end of November. We've got Brentford before that match day 5 away. And then we've got Wolves at home. And then on the 12th and 13th of December, hopefully we would have wrapped up the group. We've got Aston Villa away at Villa Park. Unai Emery's Aston Villa, who are also in Europe. They play their second leg of the Conference League qualifier. They're already 5-0 up after winning away. So they will also have Conference League games to contend with. And we are playing Brighton at home. Brighton will be in the Europa League. So very, very interesting. Tough games. There's tough games all over. The Premier League is a tough league. Arsenal haven't started that well, but they've got a very favourable draw. Sevilla, the reigning European Europa League champions. PSV, I think they are the reigning, it could be Feyenoord's the reigning champs in the Netherlands, and then Lens finished second in Ligue 1. So I think Arsenal will win this group. I think we will win 4, lose 1 and draw 1. So I'm going for that as our 6 results. 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and the loss could come anywhere. Sevilla, Lens, or at Eindhoven. Last season we lost at Eindhoven, but they don't have Gakpo, Madueke or Simons. Those 3 were fantastic for PSV. So funny enough, Lens would be classified as a Europa Conference League or Europa League team. We got PSV last season in the Europa League, and Sevilla are perennial winners of the Europa League. So a very Europa League feel to the group. But Arsenal need to obviously be very careful, because difficult away games before our match day, and then at home, tricky home games as well. We've got Manchester City at home. We've got Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Aston Villa and Chelsea away, Man City and Brighton at home. We lost both those games. So those are 2 home games that comes directly after Champions League games. So it's going to be very tricky for Arsenal. It's a day before the end of the transfer window. From a transfer window standpoint, it looks like Arsenal are still battling to get rid of players, the likes of Sambi Lokonga, Pepe, Tavares. Tavares should join Nottingham Forest. Balogun just left. Some people say it's a record when you put the add-ons onto it, but it's under 30 million that Arsenal are guaranteed. The others are bonuses, probably easily obtainable bonuses, but Yeah, we're not selling well, and that is why we're in a predicament. We can't replace a Timber. Even the loans seem to be a difficult one, or the players are not wanted by the clubs per se that we are trying to loan. So it's very tricky then to say that you are a Champions League competing team, a league title competing team, but you want to go and loan players. It just seems like we can't quite buy due to the fact that we haven't sold well. Can't buy more. We've bought so much already, and now the Kai Havertz 65 million comes into play. Hopefully it works out in the end. Hopefully there's finances in January, especially if we are able to let go tomorrow. So tomorrow the transfer window ends, midnight South African time, Saturday 2nd September, 11 o'clock British Standard Time tomorrow evening. So let's see how it goes. Let's hope Arsenal can make the next round. Let's hope it's not a difficult easy group being made difficult because of our eyes being on different competitions. We want to do well in the Carabao as well. Yesterday, Arsenal were drawn away to Brentford, one of the teams that we have to play away in before a Champions League game already, and we're playing them away as well at the Community Stadium in the Carabao Cup. So it's going to start becoming tricky, and we can't have injuries. We can't have Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey, these guys that are normally picking up little niggles all the time. Can't have that anymore. Nelson, another one. Saliba's got a back problem. So I was hoping that we would delve into the market again tomorrow. We still don't really have a proper backup at right wing. We have Nelson, but we haven't been using him. Smith Rowe, there's been talks of him going. Gabriel linked away to Saudi Arabia. So these are all things that's going to affect Arsenal when we have to play 2 times every week, because the Carabao Cup is coming soon and we need to take that relatively seriously, even though the Premier League and the Champions League is going to get preference. But we need to do better, especially with the fact that I say we've got a much stronger squad now. However, the injuries is a problem. There's 3 injury prone players, or 4 injury prone players. Timber's out for most of the season, let's say 90% of the season, and obviously we basically replaced Xhaka with obviously a upgrade. Well, Havertz is now currently there, but technically Rice will play there as well at that left 8 position. So technically kind of somebody that's played well over the last 2 seasons is being replaced. You can say better or not better. But so it's going to be very, very difficult. I'm really happy and thankful that we got this draw. So we need to obviously go and show that we are that team. And let's push to at least get to the quarterfinals. I predicted quarterfinals, so let's see if we can get there. Up the Arsenal.